Hey everyone, Sakurayasen here, and welcome to another episode of Pointy Chins, where I take you through my art journey. So, here we have some more caricatured faces, and it's something I think I've started to realize is a definite portion of my style. Like, it's not something that, I just do caricature sometimes. It's something I want to incorporate more and more. In terms of always having some form of exaggeration and not getting too realistic. And so, yeah, with that said, doing this type of stuff, trying to make sure the breasts are on top of the form here, even though they're a bit stupid. Trying an older person, anyway. And again, going back to proportions here, I started going really pushed. I guess it's in keeping with the exaggeration, but making the thing super skinny. Not sure if it's something I'd stick with, but it's something that I thought, no, okay, let's just try that. And this one's a bit more tame, but I actually prefer it super pushed. Probably this one is the best in terms of this one being extremely exaggerated and this one being not normal, but, not too crazy. And then I like this character, this scientist type character. It feels like I'm able to get more expression in now, especially when I feel more comfortable with the proportions and the shapes, and that is something that's slowly happening, is just getting comfortable. And I started noticing that some of the shapes reminded me of this animation I did in film school for my final film, and it was called Black Sheep, and it had a guy who looks similar to this, but very big, quite a big head, skinny neck, but long, and then long, narrow torso, and then super skinny arms and legs, and then big hands and big feet. And it's like, oh, that's weird that the style that I started off with, the Pointy Chin style, is now going towards that again. And it felt like, wait, am I going backwards? How is this working? But then I started thinking of it a different way. And that is that when I was starting to draw, I wanted to be able to do like realistic portraits. And then I pursued that. And then when I was able to do realistic portraits, I saw caricature and I wanted to do that. And then through caricature, I saw animators who were able to get more life, because that's why I went to caricature, because it felt like there was even more life and likeness than just portraiture. And then animation felt like it had gesture and you could do things with the body, and it was like, whoa, I need that. But after animation school, I ended up just going towards work, which was where illustration and card art and things like that led to. And that sort of led me astray, I would say. And then going through Pointy Chins was asking myself, looking at my gallery, realizing I don't know what I like in this whole thing, if anything, and it didn't feel like me. And then trying to figure out, well, I don't think I really asked myself, what do I like? But then going through the whole thing, I mean, there's still the Pointy Chins elements in this, in this style. Pretty strong, especially with this character, for instance. But then it's just going back to continue where I left off in animation school now. And I think that makes sense. In terms of a progression, you kind of go out of your way and then you pick up things along the way that you like. So one of the things I was getting from doing this, I mean, I guess this still is technically a continuation of the Pointy Chin style, is that, I like sort of anime things, but not entirely the same as anime, because it felt pretty limited. And so here I feel like I've got, I mean, not got, because I don't think I've achieved it yet, but at least the direction. And here's some K drawing, which I think is pretty nice. But at least the direction where, let's say you have this image, which isn't perfect, but you get sort of like exaggeration that you would find in anime, caricature as well, but also a bit of realism in there too. And it ends up looking more like an exaggerated comic book or French style or something, but it's something that still feels, to me, it feels like me and not really like anyone else. Or if it is like someone else, I guess I don't even care anymore. It's just like, oh, this is this, and this guy looks cool. Anyway, so yeah, coming to terms with who you are and how you like to draw, and when do you take inspiration from others, and when do you go down these paths? Because I think too often the paths lead to areas like, again, you might want to learn how to draw realistically, but then it leads to its own world where people who paint and draw realistically tend to find jobs like this. Here's a guy who's sort of like K, but like a space waiter, I guess. But I don't know. And then, yeah, just pushing gesture. Wolverine type guy. I don't know. And getting motion is also a big thing. Not just gesture, because gesture is good. And I suppose gesture has motion built in, but also physics. I don't think this is something that's really talked about much, and I don't think I'm someone who's a good example of this yet. I hope to be one day. But having things that either defy physics or utilize physics, but have them built in. And if you've been keeping up with my other episodes, you'll know I'm a huge fan of Joe Madureira, and he's one of the artists who does this really well. If you've seen any of his animations for Darksiders, or not the animations, but like the drawings, they feel very animated, like the spells and the way he casts stuff, and it just, here doing planes and stuff, but anyway, boring page. It just feels cool that things obey a sense of rhythm. And I feel like when you learn proportions and realism and lighting and stuff, you take that and then you exaggerate it. But physics is also one of those things that you should take and exaggerate. Here, this one's kind of dumb, but he's holding a toothbrush. Let's see. More characters. Yes, this is more just like sort of self-portrait. I don't know. Making fun of myself a bit. Yeah, I like these faces. I like this evolution where some of the faces, see, this one looks like an upside down triangle, and this one has sort of a peanut shape to it. The faces have character and they're very different, and it's something I really didn't like in some, not all, but in some manga. The faces kind of look like you get one face and then you just change the eyes and the hair color and maybe the hairstyle, and that's it. Now it's a new character. Didn't really like that, because that's not how people look to me. They're not that simple where it's just change a couple of features and you've got someone else. So anyway, exploring more, proportions. I'm constantly doing this, and you might wonder why are you still doing this? And it's really a case of, I don't want to stop until it not only looks right, but that it's easy for me to do, to replicate, to draw over and over again. I don't want to be a slow artist, someone who really takes his time, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not how my energy works. I've always been a sprinter, someone who, I'm quick and then I run out of steam really fast. So to do that, I feel like I need a lot of mileage. I need to be able to draw things super fast, and then move on. And then find a new, like rest and then get a new idea and then put it down super quickly. Here, trying to figure out planes and stuff, it's not great. I wouldn't say this is very good. I mean, these are all wonky and stretched. It's obviously having difficulty with what I was doing. But at least it's, an effort of trying to get this form, and then this goes down, and then, sometimes you just gotta draw. And might not be a good day, but try your best to learn something. And I think it works. I think it adds up, even when you don't feel it that day or that week or even that month. You've drawn something and you might remember it and then implement it a while later. That's terrible. This one just looks super stiff and ugly, and I don't know, no gesture there. But this guy's cool. This rabbit thing looks kind of fun. I like this face. I'm a fan of different features from different ethnicities, probably because I'm not, Caucasian, and I see a different nose than the normal upturned one every time I look in the mirror. So it's like, get different types. So here I just wanted to draw the figure, and I was kind of pleased that I could do this from imagination and be a bit less scribbly, because I am usually scribbly, and that's how I figure things out. And at first I thought it was a really bad thing to be scribbly, and I was told this, that, you're too messy, you need to draw clean. And I would see guys like Kim Jung-gi, and they draw really clean. But I'm starting to think, like, it's not so bad to be scribbly if that's the way you work, if that's your preferred method. And then maybe after a while of being scribbly, you naturally just become less scribbly. So anyway, here's what I mentioned about the nose. Like, you have a downturned nose and then an upturned nose. I still kind of give people the same ears, though. That's something I probably will work on in the future, giving different types of, I guess here I did. This one's more attached. This one's more separated, the earlobe. Squished face and stretched out. And here, more characters. I like this one. Sort of a affinity test for the character. And I suppose this was like more of a bad day in a way, or at least it started out that way. I don't know, when I draw more realistically, or just it seems like I do more abstract stuff, it feels like maybe it's not a bad day, it's just a day where I don't feel entirely in control. But then later I drew some more and tried to draw character with clothes on for a change, bit of clothing here. It is something I will eventually have characters wearing clothing. It's not like they're always going to be just naked and trying to figure out proportions forever. But it is something that I want to do in the beginning, because I want to nail down that foundation. I don't want to be someone who it's like, you're okay at drawing figures, and then you're okay at drawing clothed figures. I want it to be, no, you're really good and really, really fast at drawing figures. So here I was just trying to get like big shapes, big simple shapes, very, very large, simple shapes that I find that's very appealing, and trying to do some action-y stuff. I don't know, weird characters, mustaches. Started to think more about mustaches and different types of facial hair. And this character, don't know what her clothes are. Just dumb, just playing around, trying different things. I'm no fashion designer, that's for sure. Butts. I was trying to draw butts from imagination. And I like this character. That's kind of nice. And more characters. And this guy's all got like these weird claw tattoo things. I drew a close-up of the eye. I don't know. I feel like in this one, And some of the others, there's a confidence that's starting to appear. Like, I don't feel it's, this one doesn't feel like it's very confident, nor does this one. But this one feels like it's more loose and quick and confident. And I do like that. It's like, yay, I'm finally getting somewhere. Or at least I feel that way, and then I lose it. It's a child proportion, I guess, with humongous hands and big feet, but still pretty young, probably in her early teens. And weird characters. These are always at the end that I put these ones. Just to get, I don't know. I wonder about it. I wonder if that's just what I would normally draw. There was nothing holding me back, but I don't like that thought, because I don't want to be someone who just draws cartoons. Playing around some more, big arms, different proportions, mask. This reminds me of something from Bleach. Some weird fish, dolphin thingy, and figure drawing from probably Quick Poses. I would guess Quick Poses. I'm not sure. And this one I think is from Imagination. And trying to get gesture. It's a pretty good S curve. You can sort of feel the S there. And I started looking at Doxy's work. I've looked at his work before, so I did this study after him, and then tried to break it down. He does something different than what I do. Like, he'll think of like this rib cage, and then break it down like this, and then have this center, and then have this where I tend to create this shape, and then just smoothly go straight into this. Whereas he's got like 1, 2, 3. I just have 1, 2. And I thought it was interesting to do the 1, 2, 3. It seemed cool. I mean, I really admire his work. So, if you haven't seen his work, Doxy is his name. But be warned, you will probably run into a lot of not safe for work material. And here we are, not the best day. Trying to just not really thinking about design so much as just trying to draw accessories and get the spacing of things, because I lack that ability, or not the ability, but practice in drawing detailed stuff, just stuff on top of stuff. Like, yeah, you have a figure, and then what do you put on it? I'm much more comfortable giving them skin tight clothing and very minimalistic things, but I do feel like I would benefit from learning how to add stuff. So I do this once in a while, but then I also have in the back of my mind that it's not time yet. And when the time is right, I should know to do, how to add stuff. So next month, I'm going to continue on. I hope I continue with the confidence thing. I hope you're getting something out of these videos. I've said that before, but I still really hope so, that it's not just empty words. So yeah, I hope it helped, and thanks for watching.